How are you? Good. Okay, great. Welcome to Frank Talks. All I need for Christmas. See, I'm dressed like Santa today. On his day off, he's still up there working things through and working things out for our upcoming holiday season. But so are many of the people in this room, and are really appreciative of all the people who are here today to learn about volunteers, but learn about what needs to be done in our community. But I also want to point out that many of you are actively involved as volunteers in our community, and we appreciate that. And so thank you for being here and learning about what's going on in our community. We hold Frank Talks monthly on the second Monday of the month, always at 9 for coffee, 9:30 for the program. And then we hold it at various locations across the community because we always draw a crowd, but we draw a crowd that is varied depending sometimes on where we are and, of course, the topic of what we're discussing. So I want to first thank our partners who help us produce Frank Talks, and I'll start with Atmos Energy, who's a sustaining partner for Franklin Tomorrow, and I see Christina Christensen in the back, and many of you know Christina for her support and the support Atmos gives to a number of nonprofits in our community, so thank you. And we have with us this morning, we want to thank Williamson Health, who is also a sustaining partner for Franklin Tomorrow. And volunteers are an essential part of Williamson Health, helping to enhance the care provided to patients and visitors. Here to say hello in a few words this morning are Williamson Health volunteer Jeff Cook, and I think Volunteer Services Manager Stephanie Ratcher is here, and you can come up with him, or you can, Jeff, come on up and give us a little bit of information about how to be a volunteer at Williamson Health, Williamson Medical Center. Come on up, Jeff. TV channel, so.
How's that? Good, okay. First of all, I want to salute this organization and its lofty goals. I think it's very impressive, and I'm happy to be here and get to know a little bit about what you all do. I'd like to talk about Williamson Health and I won't get into shoulds and oughts because I think that is the work of the devil, but I will say that you are needed as a volunteer at Williamson Health. We have a brand new CEO, or relatively new, who is really making things happen over there. And if you've been by the Williamson Health campus, you will see immense growth of floors being added. The ER is being added to as we speak. And that's where I volunteer and working as a volunteer in the emergency room, which is very gratifying work indeed. And you may be asking if you choose to volunteer, recognizing that you are needed, what's in it for you? And that's a reasonable question. And I can tell you from many years of experience in the ER that it is the most gratifying work that I have ever been engaged in. Every time I go there, I make a difference, I know, to a patient, perhaps a family member of that patient, and certainly the staff. And you don't need a nursing degree to make up a room and clean it and put fresh linens on and make sure it's sanitary and up to standard. And I can do that, but please don't tell my wife that I make up beds every day. But The growth at CEO, the new CEO has brought to being is very impressive. And we have a relatively new volunteer coordinator who is sitting in the back here, Stephanie Ratcher, who is somebody terrific. And if you indeed feel called to do this work, I hope I've convinced you how gratifying it is, how you deload nurses and sometimes the doctors by just taking care of things that don't require a medical or a nursing degree. I will stick around this morning, and if any of you feel called to serve at Williamson Health, I promise you, you will not regret it. And perhaps even I could help get you started in the ER. But there are other opportunities in the gift shop, which is a robust organization. And if you need some Christmas shopping ideas, the gift shop is a good place to check out. So with that, I will, I think I may have exceeded my 2 minutes, but before they bring the hook out, I will turn my microphone in. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. It's great to see someone find purpose and a way to live fully out their service to our community. And so we appreciate Jeff for sure. And then our next partner, I can't remember to do all these things. Maybe Emily is remembering to do it, but Emily, sorry. Now I've really messed up, so yeah. But finally, I want to thank, as our partner, I want to thank Renaissance Bank. They are the presenting partner for the series here of Frank Talks, and we appreciate that. Greg, nice to see you. Greg's got some flyers on how to become involved as a volunteer at Williamson Medical Center, Williamson Health. So we appreciate Renaissance Bank. Who watched some college football this weekend? So always good for a little laugh. Tony, you have anything to say, or just play the video, let the tape?
Can you believe Scott Woodward pulled this off?
Hiring Jimbo Fisher away from Florida State?
I can't believe FSU didn't try to keep
They're a
him.
bunch of smooth-brained, ignorant... Yep, sorry.
The future of A&M football is brighter than ever.
Oh, look.
Whoa, a Baltar fortune teller machine.
Hey, should we find out how many national championships we're gonna get under Jimbo?
Yeah.
I am the all-knowing Baltar. Your future seasons in this crystal ball I see. A single question you may ask of me.
Baltar, how many national championships is Jimbo gonna win for A&M?
Baltar, the all-knowing says... it's you guys. It's a little awkward for Baltar, but you put the coin in, so Baltar is legally obligated to give you an answer. You guys just promise to be cool, okay? It's 0. Like, nada. Nothing. Zilcho. 0.
0? But he has to be better than Kevin Sumlin.
The weight of Baltar's knowledge would crush you.
Okay. So sure, maybe we don't win a national championship, but Jimbo no doubt has us lose a heartbreaker in the title game and finish a close second.
Nope.
Make the playoff?
Nada.
Win the conference?
Negative.
Win the division?
Nay.
Have a winning record against Ole Miss?
Baltar is sorry, but no.
So in 6 years we don't do any of that stuff?
Nope. And you all sound like future Tennessee fans. They thought they were going to be safe this week.
Oh, I gotta do some stress relief push-ups.
Are you serious? But he won a national championship at Florida State.
Yeah, it turns out Jameis Winston was carrying those teams a little bit more than we thought. What was in those crab legs? Whoa! And also, my man over here, just don't even with that plaque, okay?
Plaque? What plaque?
You know what plaque.
What is he talking about?
What's he talking about, Patrick? What's he talking about, Patrick? Jimbo Fisher, head football coach, filling the Date national championship plaque?
I thought it would be a good motivation technique.
Has Twitter seen this?
This cannot be happening. Jimbo, a failure? We can't even win the West.
Don't forget Texas joining the SEC.
What?
Yeah.
But we have a handshake deal.
Buddy, it ain't on paper, so you got Jack.
Gonna be sick.
Those fat cats in the SEC office are nothing but a bunch of yellow-bellied, no
Hey.
good. I'm sorry, it just kind of comes out. I don't really know.
Look, it's not all just gonna be terrible for the next 6 years or anything. There's some great moments in there, too. Like the 7 overtime win against LSU. A walk-off field goal against Alabama. You rushed the field there. A 51-10 win over Mississippi State with a third-string quarterback.
Wow. Mississippi State must be awesome if they're in our Jimbo highlights.
Yeah, they're not. But there is a top 5 finish in the shortened pandemic season.
Pandemic?
Baltar's not touching that one, but get ready for Zoom happy hours. Ugh.
You know what? Maybe Baltar's right. I mean, sure, it's not what we want to hear, but Texas A&M is the most unique and loyal fan base in the country. We'd show up to the stadium no matter who was coaching. The most important thing, though, we need to keep looking. We need to keep trying to find that coach that puts us over the top. And on that day, friends, we'll find that coach that brings us a national championship.
Yeah.
Hey, whoop.
Thanks, Baltar. This hurts to hear, but I think we needed it.
One more thing! GameStop! Just trust me and start buying. 76 million people, fully guaranteed, non-offsetting.
What?
You might want to go ahead and start sucking up to Monty Davis and the rest of those boosters. You're gonna need those checkbooks. No, and Peyton, maybe don't live stream Midnight Yell. The internet's just not gonna get it.
Keep your heads up, Texas A&M fans. Next week could be just a little bit better.
Unless they hire Bobby Petrino as their full-time coach.
And this episode was brought to you by Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
So while we get our panelists up here from Williamson County Animal Center, GraceWorks, Waves, One Gen Away, and Brightstone, if you all would come up and join our panel, then I would like to ask, I want to do one quick thing, and we've been promoting Blanket Nashville with our friends at Hippie Radio 94.5. Who listens to Hippie? I listen to Hippie when I'm not listening to WAKM, AM 950. But I want to present to my friend April Kaiser from Hippie Radio some blankets. These are just a sample of some of the blankets that we used a couple weeks ago on our Vision City trip. We've washed them. Gently used are new blankets given to Blanket Nashville, help the homeless community, not just in Nashville, but in the surrounding county. So here's a couple of blankets. Thank you. Find out more at Blankets Nashville. Blanket or blankets? BlanketNashville.com about how to donate funds or gently used blankets. So thanks so much. And then I'm going to call up my two friends, Clay Mackey and Ryan Schumann. Clay Mackey from the Franklin Fire Department and Ryan Schumann from the Franklin Police Department to talk about the toy drives in our community. So guys, y'all take a few minutes each and tell us about what's going on with your toy drives, and we'll go from there.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the Public Affairs Officer for the Franklin Police Department. I appreciate you having me today. I wanted to come and talk to y'all about a toy drive. And this is not just any toy drive. I wanted to kind of, for those of you who do not know the backstory of this, it's a pretty close to my heart. And so that I get this correct, I'm going to kind of try to read it and talk at the same time. The backstory to this toy drive is that if y'all remember back in 2015 in February, we had this huge ice storm. Many of you probably remember it. Trees falling, roads were in terrible conditions. And it was on February 16th of this year that I-65 was a sheet of ice. And there was an SUV that rolled over on I-65. And Christy Clark and her 10-year-old son, Carter Oakley, pulled over, and they were going to check on this vehicle. When they were crossing the interstate, they got hit by a semi. It killed both of them. And Brad Lewis is Christy's father. And he tried to probably emotionally come to terms with this and figure out some way to carry on her legacy and find some good in such a tragic event. And so what Brad did, he is a skilled working with wood. And so he started building these toy boxes. This happened in 2015, so around Christmas time, he said, I'm gonna build these toy boxes, came to us, and I want to see if you guys can put them in your lobby and fill them with toys. And so, of course, we were like, absolutely, buddy, let's do this. And so we put the toy boxes in our lobby, and citizens filled these toy boxes. And so we've been doing that every year to the tune of about 15 toy boxes per year. Y'all, you, us, and Brad, in the memory of Christy and her son, have blessed like around 100 families who might not otherwise get a Christmas. So I say that to say that we have about 15 toy boxes this year. We need toys. You can bring those toys to the police headquarters during business hours, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 8 to 5. Just put them, we're not picky, just unwrap toys. And then we will, and we have officers who throughout the year have identified these needy families, 15 needy families. So we will be, about a week before Christmas, taking these toy boxes to these families. Y'all, it's real. So I ask y'all to bless us, bless these families, and give them a good Christmas. Thank you.
So there's an opportunity to support someone you may not see, but also in a way that you can purchase a toy or pick something up that is good for this opportunity or a specific age group. Clay Mackey, Franklin Fire Department. The firefighters there for many years have done a toy drive, but you pick a child and fill their wish list, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
So for those that don't know me, I'm Clay Mackey. I've been with Franklin Fire Department for 36 years. I'm a founding board member of our charity, which is Franklin Firefighter Charity. So why did we found a charity? We were looking for a way for our people, and PD is very similar. We come in and we see the worst of times for people, right? How can we let our people see a different aspect and help in a different way? So we see people that need things in Franklin. So we're like, well, let's have a toy and clothing drive. So what we do is we work with organizations in Franklin. We don't vet need. We let organizations vet need, and we have them fill forms out that ask for, the name, their clothing sizes, and two gifts. And really we target, we require that we get a new pair of shoes, a new winter coat or hoodie, that's the big thing, shirt, pants, and 2 gifts for anywhere from 250 to 300 kids every year. So how do we go about doing all that? Well, we start in July. We have an electronic form that is filled out by these organizations. They submit that to us. We print all these tags. We hang them up. We cut them. We hang them outside of our fire stations, and we ask the community to go by and grab one. Now, one tag is only 1 gift, so we're trying to get 5 gifts for a kid. We're only asking for one gift per tag. We know some families are struggling. They're still going to come. So after we do that, we sort, we organize. Whatever doesn't come back in, we go by. We've created partners in Williamson County. Atmos, I know, is here. They support us with a monetary donation. Macy's, we have a grant from them where we get gift cards. Macy's is a huge supporter. you can actually go buy a gift, go into Macy's, get a tag, buy the gift, and leave it at Macy's, and they work with us. Now, where it is in the store, I don't know, but if you ask any of their associates, they'll point you to it. There's so many organizations that assist us in helping the community. All these organizations that are talking today are wonderful organizations. We're not trying to take away from anybody. So what do we need? We need you to go get a tag. We need you to return it unopened with the tag on, or unwrapped with the tag on it, to any fire station. Those that have kids, it's a great opportunity to stop by and look at the fire station, look at what your tax dollars are doing for you. Then after we get all that, we have a wrapping party. It's a community event. It was designed to do that. If you've never been, it's a great event. We do it at Fire Station 5. The date, I'm not going to say a date right now because we have a potential conflict that we may have to reschedule, but it'll be somewhere in the second week of December. We do it at Station 5. We feed you. We wrap about 1,000 gifts in 2 hours. We start, and I'm always sick to my stomach because I think we're not going to get this done. And then all of a sudden we turn around and it's all done. Then we hand deliver all these gifts to the kids. So we see these kids. We know where the stuff is going, and we feed them when we deliver it. So that's what we need from you. However you can help, we appreciate it. Again, money drives everything. If that's all you can do, I say all, we take that. We are selling, one thing we did this year is we bought challenge coins. I've got some with me. If anybody wants one, you can find me. I'll be glad to sell you one. That's a fundraiser, goes right back in. You know, we're all volunteer. Everybody in our organization is a firefighter at Franklin. We don't have any salary overhead. We do this. This is a grassroots thing. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun. We would love to see you out enjoying it. You know, we couldn't do it without the support of the city of Franklin. I know we've got a couple of aldermen here. Thank you to Brandy and Ann in the back, and also Chief Johnson. They allow us to do this. They allow our guys on shift to work when they have downtime toward getting this done. So thank you for a minute to let me talk about our charity. And if you can support us, we sure would appreciate it.
I want to ask you to put something behind to the back of your head for a minute. If you think that when you hear from these people and you've heard from our fire and police department and others about the need, about these families they're working with, and wow, well, that might mean that one family gets something from the police department and the fire department and Grace Works the manger or something. These are families in need in our community. These are our neighbors. And so if a child gets 2 hoodies instead of 1, let's not worry about that, okay? Let's set, as they said last week at Breakfast with the Mayors, let's find the firm center in our community, which is that we care. And let's help all of these organizations have a way to help our community. And I noticed that Clay thanked Ann Peterson and Brandy Blanton, but I also want to introduce just quickly Alderman-elect tomorrow night, Greg Caesar, to come up and just say hi for a minute. So we're glad to have Greg with us.
Thank you, Mindy, and thank you everybody in the room for being here. Throughout the campaign, I talked a lot about the core of our community and being really important to have strong nonprofits. I think it's obvious today that I'm here with some folks that serve our community and have a truly serving heart. There's also some volunteers of the year in the audience, and I think I'm looking at them. I don't know that we know each other personally, but Mark and Connie Bond, I think that is correct. Congratulations for being volunteers of the year 2023. Great work. We're surrounded by outstanding people who give back. I'm appreciative to be a new incoming member of the board, and we'll work along aldermen Blanton and Alderman Peterson, as well as all the others. I think it's going to be a great 4 years, and it reminds me how important the core, the heart of our community is here. And I think it starts with all of us in this room talking to others about giving back. So thank you, Mindy.
Arm center of our community. That's what we're looking for. So there are a lot of nonprofits here that are not going to be able to be on our panel today, and we want to thank them for being here. We've got Mercy Community Healthcare, we've got Friends of the Library, we've got High Hopes, we've got Ted Dreyer from Children's Kindness Network. We've got a great group here today. So find out what's going on in our community. But I'm going to start by giving this clicker to Alicia Bell from GraceWorks, and we're going to start with Alicia. Or do you want me to click? You'll be able to see it back there. So do you want to click, or I'll?
However you'd like to go about it. I can try to drive. Thank you. 5. Okay, got it. Okay, well, thank you. I'm Alicia Bell. I work at GraceWorks Ministries. I've been there for about 6 years, and I truly believe it reflects the heart of Franklin. I'm a Franklin native, born and raised. And if you feel down, if you feel jaded, if you don't feel the Christmas spirit, come to GraceWorks. I promise that will change your heart, because it's miracles happen there every day. So very quickly, I'm just going to share a little bit about who we are. So we were founded almost 29 years ago now by this community, by a group of Christians from many denominations and local community members that came together and said, okay, we can do better. We know we have a lot of people who need our help, and they're going to many different areas to receive that help, wasting time, wasting gas money, inefficient. And so they came together, and I just know it was a movement of the Spirit for this to happen, and they said, let's ignore our denominations, and let's come together and create a place of service that really honors Christ's heart for the neighbor. And you can see that in our mission statement of neighbor serving neighbor by the power of God's grace. So now we're really proud to be located off of Southeast Parkway. I call it by the secret Target, also by the funeral home. But we're in a building that we've been in for about 25 years that we rent, and we're still there. So we have a beautiful community resource center there where we provide food, shelter, and support for nearly 15,000 local neighbors every year. Okay, 15,000. If you live in Franklin, if you live in Williamson County, that number might surprise you, but it's real. And that is who we're seeing and serving at GraceWorks. So we have 3 core programs. There we go. Food, shelter, and support. When we opened 28 years ago, these were our core programs, and they are still our focus today, because we do believe that surrounding a neighbor is going to help elevate them either into a new, more sustainable season of life, or at least support them through the long journey of living through poverty. So I will not go over all these numbers. I am a numbers girl, but I won't do that for you today. I just want you to take a moment to see the impact that we have at our resource center. So our food pantry is, I think Valencia has coined it the small food pantry that could, because it's tiny, and we are moving over 10,000 carts of food in there a year. Just our food pantry. We have 4 access points to food. The pantry, if you haven't seen it, please schedule a tour. I'd love to show you. We also have mobile food pantries where we go out into a community, and in about 4 hours, we'll serve between 100 to 250 families with trunk fulls of food. We also have our classroom snacks and fuel bags. So this is directly into the hands of children, where we partner with our local school systems and make sure that they have something to eat over the weekend or long school breaks, Christmas break included, coming up. And then we have our holiday food boxes. It is a food access point, but really it's a relationship builder for us. And this is a chance for us to check in with our neighbors, make sure they have the ingredients that they need to create those beautiful family memories of that Thanksgiving meal and that Christmas meal. So very powerful program. Your dollar is multiplied 10 times in our food pantry. If you donate $1 to us, we literally make it go 10 times as far. It costs us $42 to fill up a cart of food that retails for $420. So we have people who will buy that as Christmas gifts and tuck it in their stockings, that we bought a cart of food in your name for Christmas, which I love. Okay, second program is shelter. Shelter's a problem in our community. It's a challenge for many. It's definitely a challenge for folks who are already struggling to make ends meet. And we have had an incredibly powerful shelter program for 28 years here in our community. So what we do not have a roof that people sleep under, okay? We actually stabilize a family by having rent or utility assistance payments that help them stay in their home and avoid unnecessary rehousing and expensive rehousing. Okay, so it's very powerful. We're able to walk with a neighbor. We've got boundaries in place. You get your rent or mortgage payment once a year, utility up to 3 times a year, and then we're inviting you in to get that $420 worth of groceries every month from us as well. So you can see how much of an impact we can have on a family's budget. And then our support program, which is where I'll spend most of my time. I've got 1 minute. Okay, talking here. Our support program is ancillary services that we are just the best organization designed to kind of fill that void because we have relationships with so many neighbors. So things we do here, we have Our Little Angels for young moms or first-time moms. We can surround you with the basic essentials that you need for that. But the one we're most well known for in our support program is either our thrift store, which is fabulous, and I'm wearing a thrifted item from Graceworks today, or our Manger program. And the Manger program is our largest service event. It happens over 4 days at Franklin First United Methodist Church. They're an incredible congregation that literally hand us the keys, and we take their worship sanctuary and we turn it into a service center where parents are able to schedule an appointment to come and shop and select gifts for their children, which now I'm a young parent of 2. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. And there's a real, just reading the testimonies of these neighbors, I cannot imagine a mom who knows that she wants her daughter to have a dollhouse, but she can't make that happen, right? And that's what the Manger is for. It restores dignity to the parent and allows them to participate in creating that incredible moment for their child. And it's pretty effective. We do serve 1,764, to be exact, children last year at the Manger, and this year we're planning to do 2,000. So lots of ways to engage here. Believe it or not, our volunteer opportunities are full for the Manger. I would love to invite you to come out, but it feels like a Hallmark movie with Jesus in it, so people always want to come back. But we definitely need gifts. And so there's boxes all over the community where you can drop a gift or you can make a financial donation, and that will help us purchase gifts that we're running low on. Okay, I went 1 minute over.
That's okay. So I have a question. What are the dates of the Manger, and when do you need gifts? Because you need gifts as the Manger is going on, right, to replenish some things maybe?
So this year we are trying to receive all of our gifts by December 7th. The Manger starts on December 11th and goes through the 15th. And so we would love to receive those gifts because we inventory and we will actually go purchase what we don't have before the event starts. We tried to. So ideally by the 7th, but we're more than happy to accept those gifts through the Manger on the 15th as well at Franklin First United Methodist Church.
Because if someone gives a gift and, it didn't get selected in the Manger or isn't used, it's not useful. It still is used in a way by Graceworks, right?
Correct. So one, we will be a partner ministry to some other ministries that we schedule who we're able to give our overflow to. And candidly, we will hold some back for the next year. If we have some ages that we had to go purchase for, we'll hold that and have a fresh start to the next year with some great inventory as well. So we do definitely make generous use of every gift.
Right. And Clay, I didn't ask you when, or I don't remember, when do you need the gifts back, Clay and Ryan? December 1st. Ryan, you want? December 15th. So if it sneaks up on you, those Christmas boxes are in the lobby at the Franklin Police Department on Columbia Avenue, too. So thank you so much, Alicia, and you did great.
Thank you.
I just want to give everybody enough time. And if you have a question, go ahead and shoot your hand up. We'll try to take them, but be real brief. And I did want to introduce Valencia Breckenridge, the CEO of Graceworks. And she is modeling an outfit from the thrift store. And I often am. My biggest problem with shopping at the thrift store is I usually buy something I donated. You know, I've done that before. I buy something that I had donated to them. And yeah, it's like, okay, I gotta get over these things. You know, let go. And being at home for the last week and looking around my clothing, if you know me, you know I'm I hoard clothing. I admit it. I just don't know how to solve it. So there's that. invite Valencia to my house is, I think, the way to solve it, yes. So great friends in our community. If you'll pass that to Chris at the end, at One Gen Away. Our friend Chris Whitney from One Gen Away is going to, you'll advance at 1.
Okay. I didn't even know I had a
there's a
slide.
bumper.
Do I have a
You
slide?
don't.
I don't have a slide.
But-
I don't think I have a
Oh,
slide.
I thought there was a bumper slide. Go back all the way. Sorry, I'm not getting up is the thing. Go back to the bumper slide. Yeah, there you go. There we
All right,
are.
cool.
Perfect.
They don't give me slides, you know.
They don't give him slides.
Hey, Mark and Connie, well deserved. Thank you guys. Amazing.
Thank you. Mark and Connie Bond were recognized as the Volunteers of the Year by the Community Resource Center, which serves Nashville and is serving Middle Tennessee, really, in collecting items that are needed in many different circumstances. And so, but Mark and Connie are very involved also at Graceworks, and I think at One Gen Away particularly. So we appreciate that. But I'm going to turn it over to Chris Whitney from One Gen Away.
Yeah, first of all, let me say thank you to all the nonprofits that are in this room. You guys are amazing, and you make this community what it is. It's been a privilege to be here. You know, this is our 10-year anniversary of being our own 501c3, and we're going to do somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 million meals this year from this little 7,000 square foot warehouse in Franklin, Tennessee, in 3 states. And it's pretty humbling to see. We do 37 mobile food pantries on Saturday mornings in Middle Tennessee. If you think about it, there's 52 of them. That's a lot. And so we rescue food 6 days a week from grocery stores. So instead of nice, fresh fruits and vegetables being thrown away, we have trucks that pick them up 6 days a week, and they are on someone's table that evening. And I would love to tell you we were so smart, but we didn't have a warehouse when we started. You know, a lot of you all have heard our story that Elaine and I started out of the back of a Hyundai Santa Fe, so we had no place to store food, so we had to give it away, and we just keep doing that, just with a couple 26-foot trucks now that are refrigerated, not a Hyundai Santa Fe anymore. But it's been a joy to be in this community, and so one of the things we've started new that some of you may not have heard about, and you may have, is the Doorstep Pantry. So there was a survey done recently of a couple thousand people that 30% of people that, just get your head around this for one moment, 30% of the people that are food insecure are transportation insecure. So it's really cool that we have mobile food pantries and we have Graceworks and all these places, or they can come to us. You know, we serve 60 plus agencies out of our warehouse. 60 plus. And the need is incredible. They're asking us for more and more and more food all the time. And so Doorstep Pantry is a food box about 16 to 20 pounds that's delivered to people's doorsteps for free. That's crazy, isn't it? It is just one of the coolest things I feel like that God's allowed us to do. I feel like it allows us to really close the loop in food insecurity. So if you want to know where our needs are, that's where our needs are. We have to buy a lot of that food to fill those boxes. We do have fantastic relationships with wholesalers, with companies all around the country. It's been an incredible year. We've doubled in size this year already, and we've got 2 months left. And for every dollar donated is $16 of retail food. We just had 2,600 turkeys dropped off the other day. You know, it's just easy, drive by. And so if you'd like to sponsor a turkey, they're $20 for a turkey. We got an unbelievable deal for turkeys this year. They were 55 cents less a pound than we could get anywhere else. So, but if you'd like to sponsor a turkey, we'd love for you to sponsor a turkey, $20. But Doorstep's really near and dear to our heart. And we've been serving Williamson County only right now because we know once we step across that line to Davidson, it'd be 1,000 boxes a week without even blinking, a week. And the need's there, man. I'm telling you right now, the need. We look at license plates. We keep track of license plates that come to our mobile food pantries. People will drive to Columbia from Rutherford. They'll drive from Nashville to Columbia State to get a grocery cart full of food. So you might think, I was having a conversation with someone earlier about, the kind of car people drive and all that kind of stuff. Man, we've heard all of them. And I could tell you story after story that would just rock your world. We've been in Waverly for 2 years, and it's been a holy experience, man. And a lot of people from Williamson County have trucked out there, and they'll never regret it. In fact, we've committed to go now once a quarter because we can't not go back. 20 people lost their lives in that flood. And I'll say this, and I know there's some aldermen in the room, but they have to like me. They may not love me, but Brandy loves me. Yeah, Brandy loves me. I really believe that we'll never be an it city till we intentionally take care of the least of these. And we do a really decent job of it, but it goes beyond us. When you're like the 7th to 10th wealthiest county in the United States, I believe we should be a regional hub for meeting need. We're so blessed here, man. So when you think about an hour and 15 minutes on a Saturday morning, you won't regret driving to Waverly, Tennessee. I'm telling you right now. When you see the people, and they start showing us pictures about how they had 3 families in their house, and now they got their new house built, and they can't wait to tell us. And we pray for people, and we've just seen amazing things. It's like family. And we get to do that all over the place. So thank you for allowing us to do what we do. Thank you for being part of a vision. Crazy, man. We moved here and didn't know a soul. Started a church with nothing, started a food ministry with nothing. And it's because of every one of you in this room that we're impacting a nation. Imagine Franklin, Tennessee has a food bank that is impacting states around the country, based here. Man, you all ought to give yourselves a hand for that because it's a miracle and it's awesome. So thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you. I'm going to give it to Lance Jordan. He gets the magic clicker.
Thank you.
Lance for a long time. And in the back is Stacy Davis from Waves. And is this y'all's 40th or
50th?
50th.
Yes.
50th anniversary of serving our community. What needs exist at Waves this holiday season and how our community can help?
Okay, clicker. There we go. A couple of quick footnotes before I start talking, and it will be a brief elevator speech. One, I know that I have a coffee stain that it happened the first 5 minutes I was here, and anytime I mess up, I always like to blame that on Andrea Johnson. So it was her fault. I don't know how it was. And the other thing I just felt was interesting pointing out, and Mindy, you may like this, I noticed that the word collaborate is on this table skirt, and I think it's worth pointing out that all of us together do collaborate here in this community. We have a Brightstone student who's a resident in our program, and all of our adults at one point or another have volunteered for the other agencies up here, including someone working right now with the Williamson County Animal Shelter. So we're all good, and we genuinely like each other and like to encourage other nonprofits to succeed. And I think it's important for communities to hear that so they know that their dollars are going to the greater good. For Waves, we are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year of being an agency in town that supports children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we do that through a number of ways. For the children, we have an early learning program where developmental therapists go into family homes and they work with the kids who may not be developing typically and simulate play situations in lieu of formal therapy. So these kids may think while they're playing a ball or solving a puzzle, they are actually developing skills which will bring to the point where they are just as well developed as their peers when it's time to start school. And these services are provided regardless of income. So we are expanding that service is exploding. It's now in 7 counties, and the state of Tennessee has come to us just a couple of weeks ago and said, when can you move out west? So that lets you know there definitely is a need. We have an adult day program, and they are doing everything all over Williamson County We have folks in Fairview and in Franklin, and they are working on vocational development. They're working on their social skills. They're working on their adult daily living skills. Hopefully you've seen them out and about in the community, because that is an expectation that they get out and enjoy being community citizens by volunteering, by working, by exploring their communities. So if you ever do see them, feel free to say hi. We have a couple of 300-year-old vans that drive everybody around, so you may see those as well. And then, of course, we also are trying to be the most supportive for folks who want to be, well, we're more supportive than anybody else, but for folks who want to be employed in the community and become as independent as possible with their vocational development and job skills. So that is actually one thing, Mindy, if anybody here is a business owner or in a position of management and they have openings, which everybody does right now in a 2% unemployment county, maybe consider somebody that participates in WAVES as a potential employee.
There's Eric. I just saw Eric on
You
there.
go,
Eric at Publix
everybody
in
knows
Fieldstone.
Eric at Publix.
Yeah.
Eric and Trip at Publix, yeah. They run that store. And real quick, here's a primer on how our dollars are spent, because we get asked this question quite a bit. And as you can see, there's always going to be a need for our community. And I know you're going to find this shocking, but in Franklin, Tennessee, it's kind of expensive to live here. So any donation goes towards supporting and improving the lives of the people that we support. And there's information about donations and so forth. So feel free to reach out. There's our information is also on our website. We have a Waves of Awareness podcast I would tell anybody about, where the people...
Award-winning, by the way, right?
Thank you, it is, yes. Our award-winning podcast. It represents the people who receive services acting as a host. So it's about the people and it's for the people who want to give a voice to the voiceless. It's a lot of fun, too. It's Waves of Awareness. So I think I've hit my right time.
Well, you're great. Thank you so much. And Eric, and what is the other guy at Fieldstone? Trip. Eric and Trip really do run the Fieldstone Publix. If you need something, don't go to the customer service desk. Just go over to Eric and say, hey, Eric, I just need some help. And he will go from, and he's a great photographer as well.
And, and Mindy, they actually train new employees.
Yes.
And they strict trainers.
I bet they are pretty strict. I bet they are pretty strict. So I just want to say as we go through this, and I appreciate Lance calling out the word collaborate. Our mission is to engage the community, foster collaboration, and advocate for a shared vision for the future of Franklin. And we want Franklin to be a place where everyone can live and have a full life. And so we collaborate by doing a program like this. We could have had 150 nonprofits in this room today, and I will mention that Williamson Inc. at their annual celebration the end of this month is having a nonprofit fair, and will have dozens and dozens of nonprofits there with them. But we've got some other nonprofits here today: the Refuge Center, Mercy Community Healthcare, High Hopes. And we will be visiting probably Mercy Community Healthcare, and we're hoping to come to Brightstone soon in their new campus. But it's about collaborating. It's about spotlighting what is happening in our community and what the needs are that are beyond maybe our tunnel vision, that we aren't seeing it every day. And so we just wanted to today spotlight needs in our community, maybe related mostly to the holiday. But I'm going to turn it over to Andrea Johnson, the director of the Williamson County Animal Center. And we've been hosted there before, and they've got a great community space that they use, and Scott Piper serves on our programs committee, so we appreciate that. But Andrea, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Williamson Animal Center.
So At the Williams County Animal Center, we are an open intake facility, which means we take every stray and owner surrender from any resident in Williamson County. I just want to say that if you live in Williamson County, you're very fortunate because I don't know if you've seen our new facility, but we have an amazing facility, and we're very fortunate to be in this community where our community leaders support and believe in supporting the Animal Center. So that's just a shout out to our county mayor, our city folks, everybody kind of works together for that. And I was reminded, I've been in nonprofit in this community for a really long time. I was with nonprofit before I came to the Animal Center. But I read a quote one time from Brennan Manning that said, "God gives, but he doesn't share." And what that means is that we all have everything we need to fulfill the needs in our community. It's up to us to share that resource and that bounty that we all experience from being part of this community. So I echo what Chris and Lance and everyone else said, that we aren't competing with one another. We're all collaborating to the greater good of our community. In terms of the Animal Center, what we need right now, we have approximately 4,000 animals come through our door every year, and we are able to find live outcomes for about 96% of those. But we don't do that strictly by what we're able to provide at the center. We do that through volunteers, we do that through fosters, we do that through our community spay-neuter programs. So it really does take a huge effort on part of the community. For us, of course, every nonprofit always needs financial support, but right now our biggest need probably is around fostering. We try very hard to get every adoptable animal out of the shelter during Christmas and Thanksgiving holiday. We do this for two reasons. Number one, it gives us a lot of information about the animals and how they are in a home, and we're able to share that with potential adopters, which really helps that animal, especially if they came in as a stray. We don't have a lot of information about what they're like in a home environment. So if you take a dog home for the Thanksgiving holiday, you bring him back, you can tell us, he's potty trained, he likes cats, sleeps through the night. Whatever information you can provide is very helpful for us in finding a home for that animal. But in addition, it's a gift to our staff because our staff are at the center 365 days a year. I know a lot of people don't think about us when you think about the essential workers that we all heard so much about, but our staff has to be there on Thanksgiving morning, Christmas morning, snowstorms, ice storms, somebody has to be there to care for the animals. So when we are able to place all those animals out in the community, it really helps the staff to be able to finish up their work really quickly and get home and enjoy time with their families. So fostering is a big need for us. If you're not in a position to foster, we love to provide every supply that a foster might need. So if you're not in a position to take home a dog or cat for the holiday, providing beds and leashes and bowls and things like that that our fosters can take home, that's always really helpful as well. We also run a paw pantry. We have one in Fairview and one in Franklin. This time of year, we always see a great need. I was sharing with Chris that we've gotten to a point where we're having to actually purchase food for that paw pantry because the need. We started out, you guys, with 12 cars sometimes in a month that would come through this paw pantry. And now we are up to a position where people are lining up 2 hours prior to opening of the pantry every month and waiting in line to receive dog and cat food and supplies for their animals. So if you are able to donate dry, unopened bags of dog or cat food, that's always a huge need for us as well. So those are ways that you can help that are not necessarily a monetary help, even though we will always take monetary donations as well. So thank you.
Great, Andrea. A unique opportunity of how to volunteer and help in the community. considering fostering an animal during the holiday season. And I bet you're pretty jealous of those blankets we gave to
I know, I was like, we could take those.
April.
Also, a little plug that we are hiring if you know anybody that's looking for a job.
Always, always, always. So thanks so much. We're going to wrap up with Brightstone, our friends at Brightstone. Lee Rose, their director, was not able to be with us this morning, but we have Jenny Moore, who's their director of development. And Brightstone is a great place. We love Brightstone, and we hope to be there soon for a program. When Brenda Hawk's here, and she's retired from there, but when she suggested that to me earlier in the year as they were moving on to the new residential campus, I said, oh, it's just so far out. And then I drove out there one day and I went, oh my goodness, Mindy, you got to open your mind a little bit. It might be outside the bypass, but that's okay, you know. But Jenny, he's got a little video to share, right?
Not trust me to keep it under 5 minutes because I could talk all day long about Brightstone and what we do. 2024 will be our 25th year as a ministry in Williamson County, and we serve adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities as well as Lance, and want to also just thank all of our partners here because we do as well partner with everyone. I know our most recent collaboration has been with the Animal Center, and our adults are there once a week, I think, right now, and they come in and play with the dogs and cats and get educated as well, and it's just it's a great partnership that we have. And I do want to recognize our founder in the room, Brenda Hawk. None of us would be here without her. So thank you, Brenda. I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, and we're coming up on Christmas, and so needs and wants has been a topic of conversation in my house. And so when I saw, and Lee was supposed to be the one to be here, and so when he turned it over to me, I read want when I first read the slide and the topic, and I was thinking about all the things that we want, and we have an Amazon wish list, of course, and we have great financial needs to meet our goals by December 31st. And I was just, making my Christmas list, quite frankly, to share with you guys. And then I read need, and it struck a different chord with me because what we need at Brightstone is awareness. We need you all in the community to know who we are, who we serve, and who needs our services. Just a show of hands, who knows someone who has a child with an intellectual disability in this room, whether it's a family member, someone you go to church with, neighbor? It is a larger percent of the population than you would think. And just because you do not see an adult with an intellectual disability every day, if you don't go to Publix every day, then you may forget that when these guys, when they exit high school at the age of 22, they lose all of the resources that are available to them. And 85% of those students will go home and sit on the couch. And if they're not able to work, or perhaps even their family can't get them to a job if they have both parents that work, but I know Eric, he probably works 4-hour shifts each day and has to have someone or transportation that can get him there. And so even if they're able to work, sometimes they can't. And so Brightstone has, thanks to Brenda's vision almost 25 years ago, recognized this and wanted to create a space for continued learning, but also job training, job experiences, and just we're here to give these adults purpose, something to do when they wake up in the morning. And it would just, it's just tragic to think that when you come to Brightstone, and I am going to show the video, see, this is why they can't trust me. When you come to Brightstone, you will not hear us talk about disabilities. It's part of, we have to tell people who we are and who we serve, but we focus on their abilities. And that is why at the back of the room, if you had the chance to walk by our table and see the beautiful handcrafted products that are back there, those were all handmade by our adults. I do not have a crafty bone in my body. I could not do this. So at Brightstone, we focus on everything that they can do, and we want to share that with the community. And so what do we need? We need you to know who we are, who we serve, and to share that mission with our services with those you think would like to, that need to know about who we are and that we are in your backyard, not too far away, just 5 minutes from downtown Franklin. And so I appreciate you allowing me to show this video because they can tell you a lot better than I can. So thank you.
Since 1999, Brightstone has transformed the lives of adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Brightstone's Vocational Day program has educated and trained these adults to excel in their everyday life, fostering independence and friendships with peers.
My heart is so full. I drove out here, and just the majestic setting, this beautiful space in this facility, it is like a drop from heaven for families where their adult children can function independently and learn and grow and become who God made them to be.
They want to have a reason to get up every morning and something of value to do. So Brightstone brings that purpose for them.
Brightstone is changing the way people view adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. At Brightstone's Center for Learning, Art, and Enterprise, students learn job skills by creating different food mixes, greeting cards, and home decor, such as beautiful ceramics and seasonal gifts.
Make them in love.
Brightstone students learn skills that lead to job experiences in the local community. Through the Preparation and Training for Hireability program, students complete internships that focus on job matching.
At Brightstone, one of the specific classes is packaging. So they are folding up the boxes that they put their products in that they make. So that directly relates to what they're doing here at Soulshine with the pizza boxes.
I like my job, helping people.
I just love coming here. I folded pizza boxes and I put cheese on the tables. I also put pepper on the tables too. And we had a new job today about putting chairs down.
It's important to me to partner with Brightstone because it gives them a sense of worth, and they do a great job.
Brightstone students enjoy getting out and into the local community through weekly field trips to parks, stores, and restaurants.
And we get really excited when they come in. It brings a lot of joy. It totally makes my day, and it's just very exciting to interact with them.
So as Brightstone's nurse, I go on the field trips with the students to be available in case of emergencies. It's a peace of mind for the parents. Our field trips keep our students active.
March it out, so lift your left leg.
Our exercise classes are so beneficial and so fun. I have eyes on the students that may have a risk for falling.
It's important to have a nurse involved in the exercise routine. It helps keep the exercise session safe and enjoyable for everybody.
Brightstone's community of learning creates friendships for a lifetime.
I made a lot of friends at Brightstone.
Jennifer and Kat and Aaliyah are my best friends.
I love Brightstone to see friends.
Brightstone has transformed Andy's life in a way that is so positive to us. This is not daycare. This is about education. And he's so engaged and so knowledgeable. And we attribute a lot of that to Brightstone.
Brightstone really was birthed as its core was education. Everything was wrapped around the core factor and the base of their learning was education.
That's our key word today, is belonging.
The future for Brightstone is incredibly bright. We've been working for years to work toward our founder's vision of what this could mean to special needs adults and families here in Middle Tennessee. We have a whole campus planned here with lots of activities, including horticulture, equestrian, a store, lots of things planned in the future, and it is extremely bright for Brightstone.
Brightstone is the only program of its kind in the state of Tennessee, providing lifelong learning and care to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. This includes our students' residential teaching homes.
Home is where the heart is, and this is the heart cry of the parents of adults with special needs. What happens to my child when I'm gone? Who's going to take care of them? So this home is an opportunity for them to have something of their own, and for them to be able to live a full life in a place that they are cared for, that they are loved, and that they're supported.
It's a beacon for families, it's a beacon for these adults. You know, everybody has a purpose. We were all designed by God to have a beautiful purpose on earth, and this place is bringing that purpose out.
I love Brightstone because this is my future.
If you enjoyed the dancing, I saw lots of smiles. Our Christmas program, which is our gift back to you, is a free event. It's at Liberty Hall on December 5th. Well, that's not it. There are invitations, they look like this, that are also back there on the table. We will have and this is what you guys need. You need this in your life. You need more of these people in your life. These adults and this program will get your heart and your soul and your mind ready for Christmas. It is truly a wonderful event. I know many of you have been there before. And then there's also a flyer for our pop-up shop that's back there if you want to buy these gifts that we will be open from December 9th through the 16th. And
Where?
you can come by.
Where will that be?
It will be at Brightstone this year.
Give the address.
In our lobby, 3000 Brightstone Parkway.
Off Columbia Highway.
Columbia, 5 minutes from downtown. And last thing, I would be remiss to not say that we just received our licensure from the Department of Intellectual Disabilities for the state of Tennessee. So our homes are about to open. We're going to move in 8 new residents soon. Now that we have our license, we have to do some trainings that we could not do until we had our license. So maybe December, definitely January, we will have folks living on campus.
And so there could be unique needs associated with that as well, coming up with opening those homes and furnishing them.
Prayers.
Yes, prayers. Okay, well, we'll go with prayer. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you to our panel. Thank you to the other nonprofits in the room. Again, we are going to go visit Mercy Community Healthcare soon in their new location, and we are so excited about what's happening on Southeast Parkway and the opportunity there, and the new Brightstone campus. We hope to get out there early in the new year as well. But there are upcoming events up here. The Toy Drive, it's all month in November. Go get a tag or go by the police department and drop off a gift. Support Blanket Nashville. December 1st is the Christmas tree lighting. It's a new tree this year, y'all. I'm excited to see it. Sort of. I did like the old one as well. Christmas tree lighting on December 1st. And then also December 2nd is the Christmas Parade, Dickens of Christmas, the following weekend. Thank you, Downtown Franklin Rotary Club, of which I'm a part that's presenting the Christmas Parade this year. And it's going to be a great event. And then also in December, we hope to host our annual volunteer awards. And all of these organizations are going to be required to submit in at least one category, okay, for that, which is a great way to recognize the volunteers in our community, and also includes the in memoriam review of those we've lost in the past year. And it's always heartbreaking, but also inspiring. And thank you to Williams Memorial Funeral Home for helping us with both the awards and that in memoriam. If this didn't fill your niche, if you didn't hear something that said, oh, well, I can't do that, there are hundreds of organizations, I want to remind you, in Williamson County, and all of them have needs. Find them. Don't wait for it to pop up in your email or on social media. Find what fills your niche and be a volunteer and contribute to the fabric of our community. There are so many ways to do that. And I just think it's really important that you remember that we collaborate together. So if you have a question about, hey, I want to do this, like I want to start a birthday club that people could pick up at a food drive and make, even if it's just a mug cake, that, because most people that may receive food, many of them don't have access to an oven to bake a cake. But hey, if you can make a mug cake in a microwave and a candle that could go in it, it's something. It's something to provide that. So let's just be mindful of what we can do and be together as a community and set our center, make it firm, and work together. So thanks so much. Nan, do you have some? Yes. Yes, we will share all these links, and we'll send that to you in social media and probably in an email as well. We'll put that out to our whole list, but also to you today. If you did not sign up, if you came and didn't sign up and you want to receive that, please be sure you checked in and signed in. Emily Grayson, our Operations and Programs Administrator, who's just great, will make sure you're on the list before we send that out. So thanks so much. Go out and make a difference today. Have a good day. Thanks so much.